Hi Leo, how are we today? Just doing our weekly readings. This week we're actually doing the monthly readings. So looking ahead at July, I am going to be doing a 3 by 3 spread reading today. So the three topics we're going to be looking at, we have the important energy for you in July, career and finances for July, as well as love energy for July. I will be splitting those by overview, challenge, and the advice for those aspects there. I will be pulling those with the green glyphs lenormand. And I do also have the Boji blog lenormand to clarify any messages where necessary. And starting the reading off for you, Leo, this month with the Shine from the Inside Oracle deck. Just get a bit of an overview for the month for you. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I do really appreciate each and every one of you being such a small channel. Leave me comments and let me know what you think of the styles of readings, and if you have any suggestions for topics that you want me to look into. But Leo energy for July. Leo energy for July, please. Okay. Your reality is a reflection of your inner world, Leo. So you can see the crystal ball there with the flowers inside that. So reality is a reflection of what's going on within you. So, if you're having a bad day, you're more likely to see the bad stuff. If you're able to see the beauty within yourself, you're more likely to be able to see the beauty within others, that kind of thing. So really paying attention to what's going on within this month and understanding that sometimes, there is a reflection element there that, when everything seems bad, is it just because you're having a bad day, or is everything actually bad? So it's kind of getting that through the eyes of the perceiver. So, things are as they affect you, that from an external point of view, it may not look so bad if you're not directly affected. It may not be a bad thing. Somebody else might say, oh, that's not that serious, but to you, when you're having a very serious day and whatnot, it may seem like the end of the world. Okay, but I will grab out all the cards here for you, all 9 cards out, and we'll go from there. Okay, Leo in July, starting off with the important energy for Leo in July, please. The important energy for Leo in July, the overview, the challenge, and the advice for that. We have career and finances, overview, challenge, and advice for career and finances. And then love energy for Leo in July, please. The overview, the challenge, and the advice. Okay, so Leo, just give me one moment. I do have the little puppy in the room with me at the moment, and he is in a bit of a mood. So before we move into that, I will just quickly pause and sort him out. Okay, Leo, so getting into it for you, the important energy, the overview we have is the lady, the woman energy, the feminine energy coming through there. So, the important energy that you really are needing to nurture yourself this month and pay attention to your emotions and how you can best possibly, be nurturing towards yourself. So it is a reflection, once again, of what we saw as your overview card there. Your reality is a reflection of your inner world. So this month you really are needing to nurture that inner world and express yourself emotionally towards yourself with love and gratitude and positive energy to help, reflect that in the world around you, the love and the positive energy. Okay, so we do see, though, that the challenge with that this month is going to be the rider. So it is kind of clearly telling me that, falling and then getting back up on that horse is going to be the struggle for you. That, we may have some little backslides during the month here where, all of a sudden everything's so too much. It's like, it's overwhelming. It's, everything seems to be going wrong. And then you actually sort of have that moment of, oh, hang on, have I actually been looking after myself and nurturing myself before it got to this point? And the answer is probably going to be no. And that's a bit of a challenge for you because you're kind of falling off that horse. You feel like you're not moving forward. So pretty much the challenge for you, I feel, is when you're feeling as though you're not moving forward with positive energy, and that makes it feel like a big struggle for you this month. And it's going to sort of be one of those things where you keep reminding yourself, it's okay to, slip back a few steps as long as I get back up and, plod on again. So there may be a few times this month where you are sort of feeling like, oh, okay, now I've got to get back up, try it again, get back up, try again. So it's just consistent effort this month, I feel, in the nurturing yourself and thinking very positively towards yourself this month. It may be a bit of a struggle for you to remember to do so. Sorry, Leo, bumping the camera there. The advice we have for you with that, though, is the cross. Have faith in yourself, Leo. Have a bit of faith that this is all part of the destined path. It's all just, trial and error. Sometimes, yes, it feels like a lot of weight on your shoulders. It feels like a big responsibility to keep on going, keep on going, keep on going. But it is all happening for a reason. There is a spiritual connection here. It's spiritual growth, and I feel like that's maybe why it kind of feels like such a challenge for you this month, because you feel as though you're not moving forward, whereas this is actually part of moving forward. You just aren't aware of that. Sometimes we need to slip back and make those mistakes to remind us why we're moving forward, and to, it's just one of those months where it just, if life is going like this, yeah, it makes sense and it looks like forward movement. But if we're stuck in that plane in the middle, that lull point, it doesn't feel like, well, nothing's hugely dramatic one way or the other. So am I even moving forward? And sometimes we actually need those rest points in between the big highs and lows. So it is actually part of the forward movement. And it's just that trial and error, practice kind of makes perfect here, is sort of what's going on for you this month. But I do feel as though you are going to feel a little bit monotonous, that nothing's moving the right direction for you, but it actually is. And that's why your advice is to just have faith that it actually is moving. It's just it does feel like a bit more subconscious stuff for you this month, and so you're not even aware of what's happening and how much growth you are going through, because it's all happening on a subconscious level this month. Okay, Leo. When it comes to career and finances, this is probably why it's going to be a bit of a struggle for you, Leo, to stay positive this month and keep feeling like you are moving forward, because it's going to be, like, I'm not going to lie, Leo, it does feel like it's going to just be one of those months. Okay, we do have the overview, we have the mice energy. Okay, now with a financial perspective, that is going to be talking about some sort of loss or theft financially, unfortunately, this month for you, Leo. As the overview here is that we're kind of going to be at a bit of a loss, finding things a little bit lower than we would like when it comes to our finances. It does feel more specifically financial rather than career related here. Especially, with that overview being the mice just kind of eats away at things and takes from you. So, there is a loss happening for you. It doesn't need to be a huge loss for that effect to still be felt. Of course, we all know the struggle at the moment in the world. It's pretty crazy with the cost of living and whatnot. But, so the pinch definitely doesn't need to be that heavy to feel it. It does sort of talk about, though, it may be important to look at things where you are just getting small amounts of money taken away from you here as well. So, anything like subscription services tend to be a big one, and a perfect example here that, if you've got all these subscription services that you're paying for that you're not even using, it's a really good month to cut those off and stop paying those, because $5 a month, it all adds up over the course of the year, and that's $5 that you could be putting into something that you're actually going to utilize, or something that's going to actually help profit rather than just take and take and take. So it's a really good time to be looking at those sorts of things where, those niggly little small amounts where, even if it's just a couple of dollars here and there, they do all add up. And so, that's where that's what the mice are really good at, is taking these small little crumbs that you wouldn't even notice, but then over, you go and see what the mice have collected in the whole year, and they've got this pile, and all of a sudden it looks like a lot because they've just been taking a little bit here and a little bit there. So it's a really good time for you to be really looking at those things throughout July. We do see here the challenge is the mountain for you. So, you are a little bit challenged at the moment by putting in the work and by being determined and persevering against these small little things. And that's probably why it is showing that loss there, because, work is a bit of a struggle, and putting in the work is just a little bit of a struggle for you this month. It does show with the mountain that's, it's giving me what's the phrasing, the mole, like the mountain, it's really a molehill. Is that what it is? It's like you're seeing these obstacles and blockages in your financial world as these gigantic mountains. This is Mount Kosciuszko. This is, I can't think of the names of some of the big mountains now. That's a crazy. But you're looking at, you feel like you're looking at the Andes mountain range. Am I referencing stuff you guys are going to know? I don't know. But geography is not my strong point. Okay. But you're looking at these giant big mountains, but really they're just little speed bumps. Okay. So that's the phrase, isn't it? You're making a mountain out of a molehill. So it's only a small little bump in the road, but you're looking at it like it's this gigantic big obstacle in front of you. So things are looking worse than they actually are, and you're making it. Once again, it's the way that you're looking at it, the perspective. Because you're looking at it like it's this gigantic mountain. In your reality, it is this gigantic big mountain, but it's actually just a reflection of the way that you're seeing that. In reality, it's just a little speed bump, okay? It's just a little bump in the road. So try to keep that in mind, that these things are just little bumps in the road. They are just little obstacles. They're not these huge, gigantic mountains. It's not the end of the world, okay? It's not Mount Vesuvius about to erupt. I don't know where I'm getting all these random references coming from here. Your advice when it comes to career and finances, we have the Garden. Ask your friends. This is public social energy. So to start with, I would say, bring your financials under public scrutiny. Okay, so that's going to mean different levels of things for everybody, because, of course, some people are not going to be comfortable with, oh, look, this is my finances. How can you look over my finances for me? And, because I've actually seen in like the Facebook mums group that I'm in, there's been a couple of times where people have actually posted, this is how much money I make. This is my bills. This is how much I pay for this. This is how much I pay for that. What can I do to adjust that and get more money out of my, my spending and whatnot? Some people are comfortable to do that, and a lot of people are not comfortable to do. This is how much money I make. This is what I spend on. Da da da. So, obviously take that as it resonates for you personally, because, you may be a type of Leo that's ready to face public scrutiny when it comes to your financials, and you maybe are willing to do something like that and ask people for advice. Like, can you look over my finances and have a look at where I'm spending, where I don't need to be spending, what I can cut back on, all those sorts of things. But for majority of you, this is just, it is the social card. It is meeting up with friends. It is, having meetings. So for some of you, you do need to have a meeting with a financial advisor to help you do this. So if you can't do it on a public sort of level, do it, or a social sort of level, do it with an official level. Do it on an official level. Have a meeting with somebody who they're getting paid to check your finances and save you money. Meeting with an accountant or a financial advisor may be really useful to you in July. We do, and that's, it's being advised. But just in general, I would sort of suggest that it's a little bit softer for majority of you there, where it's like asking a friend for advice. Ask a friend to go over the fine print and help you. Can you cut back this? Can you cut back that? What about if you tried this instead of that? That sort of stuff. I do that for a few friends here and there because, I'm a cheapskate. Um, so I actually I let people know, try going to this store instead of that store for these things, because pardon me. I'm well known within my sort of friends that I love a good op shop. I do regularly go to, we've got a couple of stores near me where it's cheaper food items, that they buy certain things in bulk and you can get them a lot cheaper there. And I've actually worked it out, and I've sort of sat down with somebody one day and we were talking about it, and because they needed certain things in there. They didn't have a lot of pantry items and they needed certain things. And so I was sort of saying to them, if you go to this place, you can get sauces really, really cheap. So go there and get all your sauces, and then go to this other store. I know of another store where all the bathroom products like shampoo and conditioner and soap and toothpaste, all that stuff is really super cheap. So I tell people, go here for that and go here for this, so and then, if you need certain things, make sure go to the op shop with your list of what you actually are looking for, so you're not purchasing things that you don't actually need, that you've got certain things in mind that if I can find this, that'd be great. Like a secondhand store, sometimes people even go a little bit overboard with those because they're so cheap, or depending, that you just buy things that you don't even need. But if you actually go there with I've been looking for this and this and this, I've been trying to keep my eye out for a new pair of pants, or some shirts for my child, or whatever. If you've got a bit of a list in the back of your mind of these things are valuable to purchase, and cheaply, then it really does help you, find things in those sorts of stores. Me personally, my thing, I'm looking for a new coffee cup. I'm very particular. It's the ADHD in me. I need a particular coffee cup, and mine broke the other day. Yes, this puppy. So I'm on the hunt for a coffee cup that is my perfect coffee cup. You've probably all seen the meme with the spoons, which spoon or which fork is the best fork, and everyone is there's always usually one fork that everyone's that's the fork, and I'm very much like that with my coffee cups. So I'm on the hunt for a coffee cup. But that's what it's kind of like. There may be a friend around you, Leo, who's got some really good financial advice for you, or suggestions for you anyway. When it comes to love, the overview energy for love for you, we have the lily. Okay, so we're really looking long term with love this month. We're looking at, the people we want to grow old with, the people that we love, whether it be platonic or romantic, that we really want in our lives, 30, 40 years from now. We're really thinking long term at the moment. And we're thinking on an emotional intimacy level, the people that I can open up to, the people that I can trust, and I can tell anything to, that sort of thing. This month, it's really those things are in focus for you when it comes to love. It's maybe because your challenge this month with love is the fox energy. So your challenge is not withdrawing into yourself a little bit here. The fox is a very sort of independent, standalone kind of energy. I do everything for myself, by myself kind of energy. And so that's kind of your challenge this month, is to not be too logical and rational about love, to not allow yourself to be too alone when it comes to love. Okay, to maybe incorporate more people into, that's why we're seeing this as, that there is people in your life that you see as long-term love people, that, that unconditional love. They've got the kindness and the morals and the longevity that you're wanting in your love, whether, once again, platonic and romantic. So, but you're going to be challenged by this. It's kind of this need to run back and hide. It's this need to hide, I feel, for you this month, Leo. The fox, you think about foxes in the wild, and they see humans and they dash off and hide. And I feel like that's what you're kind of doing this month, and that's why this is your challenge, because you're just, you may not even be able to explain it this month, but you're withdrawing a lot from others this month when it comes to the people that you love. You do seem to be isolating yourself a little bit, withdrawing a little bit, and that's a bit of a challenge, to come out of your hidey hole and make yourself known to the people that you do care about, because what we're seeing as the advice, we have the albatross. Okay, so this is the secondary cross card. So we are seeing, that was the advice for you right up back in the important energy. And we're now seeing the alternate version of that as your advice when it comes to love. So there is, some responsibilities and burdens that come into play with both of these energies. Okay. But like we saw with the important energy, that having faith in yourself is going to be very, very important this month. This does involve a little bit of sacrificing those responsibilities, taking those weights off your shoulders. And, especially with your challenge being that fox, I kind of feel as though the sacrifice is the responsibilities, the burdens that you're carrying, feeling as though you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders here. The sacrifice is offloading some of that to somebody else. You're feeling challenged by the need to do everything all by myself. Your advice is to offload some of the burden to somebody else. Ask for help. I feel like there's all these people in your love life that, regardless of, once again, platonic or romantic, because I am picking up both very strongly, that this is talking specifically about, somebody in your romantic life, but also people in your platonic unconditional love, whether it's friends or family. Heavy friendship and energy for you this month as well. So start relying on those people a little bit more. Sacrifice some of the responsibility to those people. They want to do it, Leo. They want to be there for you. They love you and they care about you. They want to help you carry this burden. They don't want you to overwhelm yourself and like with all this. Okay, so sacrifice some of the burden to people around you. Ask for help when necessary this month. There is a lot of love around you, both platonically and romantically as well. So, it's all there for the taking. You're the first sign that I haven't actually felt the need to clarify any of this energy. It's pretty straightforward for you here. But that's what we have for you, Leo. We will be doing some all signs readings over the weekend, so definitely keep an eye out for those. There may be, I do sort of just feel that when I do the love reading over the weekend, there may be a little bit of extra information for you in that one as well, Leo. Okay, so keep an eye out there. But that's what we have. You're more than welcome to check out other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all again soon.